Nikki, and I'm here to share the messages from I get from Spirit and from all of our higher selves that are on this journey to unconditional love. And so it is the Lion's Gate today. So happy Lion's Gate. And what I wanted to share today is the messages from healings that I did yesterday. And so again, today and all this week, I'm going to be doing lots of healings for people because just wanted to share this as well. This is a lady who has joined the crystal grid, and she took her crystal to the Niagara Falls because there is a special intent that she put into the crystal again to help all twin flames come into their union, which we should all do with our, if you're a part of the crystal grid that I do, which is, this is a picture of the crystal grid. It's all based around the forest lovers who are entwined together for eternity around the oak tree. And you receive a piece of rose quartz, which is at the heart of the grid. And there's all sorts of different crystals on the grid, and whatever I'm guided to do, I then put it onto the grid and it goes to everyone that's a member. And basically, it's then the crystal is grounding unconditional love onto the planet. So it basically acts as like an amplifier. So as a twin flame, your energy is huge because it's all about bringing love down onto the planet. So what I also absolutely love about this is not only is the crystal right by the rocks, by the Niagara Falls, but you know, the symbology of having it right near the water where the emotions and everything, you know, it's been a really emotional time recently because we're bringing stuff up to the surface to be let go of. And we are literally, you know, thinking about cleansing ourselves and our light bodies in the waterfall. So, which is why this is so perfect. So thank you for sending me this. Thank you for taking the crystal, because of course the intent for this crystal will work with all the other crystals as well. So it's a beautiful thing. I love it. I love it. I love it. So what I wanted to share today is some things that I saw in the healings yesterday that I did for people. So one of them was, first of all, I see them dancing, and then I saw, and then he said to me, I'd really like to take her to a tea dance, and was quite specific because I saw a teapot, and then he said tea dance. After that, I saw a set of scales, and on one side was a heart, on the other side was a clock, and it was weighed down by the clock. Now, the message is that love knows there is no time. Love is suspended in time, i.e. there is no, you know, that love is eternal. And then when I was guided to search for tea dance on YouTube, the particular clip that I was drawn to at the comment on it was the music was a moment in time, I think. So the message was very clear about that the heart is where the connection is, not in the time. So it was a very clear message to focus on the heart and to realize that your love is eternal and there is no sense of time where love exists. The other one was about there were two mice and they were in a wheel. And there was a big, massive cheese that was like the moon. And when they were powering the wheel, it was powering a big heart light. And what happened was that when they were getting off the wheel, the light was turning off. And I said to them, why are you coming off the wheel? Because they were coming off on and off together. And they were both mirroring each other's fear that what happens if it doesn't last, and what happens if they can't sustain staying on the wheel, right? What happens if, you know, if it breaks up, and, you know, all that, you know, those fears that you get. And so we had to heal that fear, because actually, you know, once you're on the wheel and powering the heart and powering the light within, you won't ever want to get off that wheel. So that was the next one. So again, all about focusing on the heart, all about knowing that to leave behind fears, basically, to leave behind fears and go and focus more and more on your heart. The next one, the song that came through for that one was Shapeshifters, which is Lola's theme. And the message was, I'm a different person, which we all are, right? We're all shaking up and shaking off energies that aren't supporting us to move into more and more of our crystalline self, right? Our true self, our true nature of who we really are as souls, as pillars of light, as pillars of love. So then today I just got this message, which is so brilliant, because again, we have to remember to enjoy this journey, because a lady sent me this message. She said, just like you, I've had a bad couple of days. In my meditation class last night, I couldn't visualize like the teacher asked me because someone was playing a tune when I was supposed to be getting in my boat. And that was funny because it was after your healing, because I saw them getting in a boat in their healing. The dawn was lifted by the family, the Lighthouse family. I watched the video this morning and it's made me laugh so much. And then she says, have a great day. Well, you see, the reason why this really amused me is because when my twin spirit first came to me, I was in, afterwards, he first came to me in the miracle place where I used to do Reiki. I was sort of guided to do Reiki every day there for 3 months. And it was known as the Miracle Church. And I was sat there and then I felt him next to me. And it totally freaked me out, as it would, because I'd never experienced him. And I heard him and I saw him and I felt him. And I was like, what? Like, what are you doing there? And like, it was very bizarre. But then after that, I went to a meditation class. And the meditation teacher stopped the meditation because she said, I'm very sorry, I can't concentrate because there is spirits in this room and they are sat in that tree and rustling the tree. And of course, it was my twin spirit sat in this plant pot rustling the tree, which is why it made me so amused this morning when I read that letter from that lady, because she's obviously experienced the same thing. It's her twin spirit messing with her. You know, when she's supposed to be meditating, he's putting the idea of, you know, playing a tune in her head. Because that's the thing, you have to be playful on the journey and you have to play with your twin spirit. If you are, you know, feeling a little bit, you know, like you're in amongst the emotion side, then just ask your twin spirit to play with you. Because I'm telling you that they will. Because, right, the song then, because I was then very intrigued to go and look at the Lighthouse family song, because I knew that there would be messages. Now, actually, when I searched for it, I mentioned yesterday that somebody who has a very famous twin is actually playing in the same venue that I went to with my twin. When I searched for the song, the last person that I saw at that venue also sings this song. So you know how unbelievably connected everything is, which is why it's quite amazing. So I'm going to read the lyrics to the song because this is the message today. But apart from that, I'm going to go through again all of the messages in the actual comments, because the first one was one of the first songs here. We've got Blocked in the UK. Underneath it is David. David is the Star of David, which is the divine Star of David, divine union, divine feminine, divine masculine. Underneath it, he's written Bob Marley. Now, Bob Marley, Could This Be Love, was one of the first songs that I ever put out on this channel. Underneath that, there is the 22. Hang on, there's the 22. No, here you go. There's the 33. Now, yes, because this is the thing. It's the order of how these things happen, which is quite so amazing. Because underneath that is the 33. 33 was the message yesterday because 33 is the doorway to romance card. Underneath is 22. 22 is the sign of the beloved, right? Keep the faith and hope. So we have, just to recap, there is David, Star of David, 33, doorway to romance, 22, the 22, the beloved, keep the faith and hope. I scroll down right to the bottom because my guidance is scroll down to the bottom, and it is king. Yesterday, in the healing that I did, they were dancing to the king and I as symbolic that they have come up into their king and queen power, which is what we are doing, realizing the king and queen power within us and moving more and more and more into our truest self. So, again, I mean, just a perfect message to say this is what they want you to know. Especially on the Lion's Gate, when we are all moving through into another level of love. We are moving up, up, up. Right, so the song is, I'd really love to be alone without all the ache and pain and the April showers. But it ain't long before I long for you, like a ray of hope coming through the blue moon. When it all gets dark again, the whole thing falls apart, I guess. It doesn't really matter about the rain, because we'll get through it anyway, and we'll get up and start again. Because we could be lifted. We could be lifted from the shadows. Lifted. We could be lifted up today, and lifted all the way. You and I forever, baby. Lifted, lifted. It's undisturbable, the peace we found, in a bright new space up above the clouds. Everything is understandable. You don't have to say anything too loud. When all our luck runs out again, we're brought back down to solid ground. I wouldn't say I'm mad about the rain, but we'll get through it anyway, and we'll get back to the start again. Because we could be lifted. We could be lifted from the shadows. Lifted, lifted up today. And lifted all the way, you and I forever. Baby, lifted. We could be lifted. We could be lifted, you and I, forever. Lifted up to new horizons. When it all gets dark again, it doesn't really matter about the rain. We could be lifted. We could be lifted from the shadows, and we could be lifted, lifted up to new horizons. Which is the message for today. We can be lifted. And that's what they want to know. They want you to be lifted with them. If you're struggling, then ask for the Twin Spirit to play with you, right? To be playful, to take you through, hand in hand, through the Lion's Gate today. Yesterday, I did a healing for me and my twin, and a massive lion came and took us through a big gate, which was so lovely. I was like, oh, it was like a big, massive lion that came. So, you know, all these different things, you know, this is what's such an amazing journey, because it opens your eyes to a brand new world. So if you want to have healing from me or to have an energy read, please do. I am doing lots of healings this week. And especially today. So if you want to have one, then please do. All details are in the link. In the meantime, have a great day and enjoy the Lion's Gate. And ask to be lifted up in love. We can be lifted from all the shadows and moved into more and more love. All right, take care. Bye.